This looks like this looks like scary ghost stories. Like I'm about to just sit around the campfire and just. So, the couple blindly walked down the forest, looking for their car. Although it was quiet, you could only hear their own voices, arguing about what they wanted for breakfast. Pancakes and chicken for breakfast? These fucking Canadians. God damn it. But as they got closer to what they thought was the car, the big shadowy figure against the trees, they found it was not the car, but a man. A man who opened his mouth so wide and began to yell, "Subscribe to AstroCube! Subscribe!" So the video is already like a minute in, I imagine, and I'm already off script. So I decided that this video is going to be fully off script, and that's specifically because this video is not dedicated to entertain the viewers or to provide people information like they usually are. I feel like I'm making this video for myself. I have a problem at the moment, and I'm not really sure how to solve it, but whenever I record, I make up these spontaneous random ideas like I just did, like you just saw, and I feel like it could really help me figure out a solution to my issue. So you might find this interesting if you want to stay to the end, or you might find something life-changing. I don't know. Who knows what you'll find? So stick around, you might enjoy it. Peace. So I want to say a specific opinion that I have about life in general, and it might sound ignorant or crass, but I feel like it's important, and that's the fact that I feel like most people who are capable and who are willing to work hard, like extremely hard, can do whatever they want in terms of career goal or anything that they really want. I know that sounds very vague, but as long as it's realistic, just keep following. For example, if someone wants to become a teacher, they can become a teacher. Like, you just go to school, man, and just do that. Just focus on that, and you will become a teacher without a doubt. Same thing for a doctor. Same thing for an astronaut. You know, if you fail that like chemistry class, just fucking take it again. Take it over and over and over again until you pass. And I'm not saying this to undermine anyone's achievements, right? Anyone who has become a doctor is like, congratulations, like you went to med school. That's fucking hard. But I'm saying this because in that sense of logic, you can become anything that you want to be. And I say this because people are really good at things that they don't enjoy because they've just practiced it their entire life, right? I've always been relatively good at science, at least compared to peers, and I enjoy it, but I feel like I found a passion recently. A passion which I absolutely love, and I vividly enjoy, and that's creative writing. And that might sound corny, but stay with me, I know. It's not being a TikToker, kind of an F, kind of an L, kind of a you're poor. And don't judge me for that little skit in the beginning of the video and how shitty the story and plot was. I didn't write that out, alright? I just made that up in my head before you even fucking try it, alright? Because I know you're probably thinking it. And a lot of people don't even find their passions, right? So I feel like it's a great thing that I feel like I have, but I have a problem. And you guys are probably thinking, like, well, what's the problem if you found your passion? It's really good that you did that. But the problem is I'm not really doing it. I'm thinking about it like all the time. And whenever I do it, I feel like it's a great thing. It's very gratifying knowing that I've written this story and it's fully come from my brain and not really from anywhere else. And it's a tangible thing that I can read. And I feel like this is amazing. But when I sit down, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't feel a need. I don't feel the push. I don't feel that thing that's making me want to do it. Like, you know when you guys play video games and you sit down and you're like, yeah, let's play video games. Like, you don't even think about it. It's not even a second thought. And I feel like that might have to be with like dopamine and neurotransmitters in the brain, which I'm not going to get into because I don't fully understand that. So the problem is that I'm not really doing it. I enjoy it, and afterwards I enjoy it, but before, I'm not really sitting down and doing it. And I've literally forced myself to do this. And every time I do, I don't really get the results I want to. The last week I wrote an essay in like a couple of hours, and I really rushed it because I left it last minute. And it was for a competition for something, but I ended up leaving it behind, and it came out horribly shitty because I just forced it, and I'm not letting these things come organically to me. And as of recently, I've been reading this book called On Writing from Stephen King, and And in the book, he talks about how much he reads. I read a lot, I would say. I read a couple of hours every day, listen to audiobooks/read. But this man literally is like, you should be reading like 4 to 6 hours a day. And I know no one's the same, but what the fuck, 4 to 6 hours? I'm like trying to treat writing like if it's gonna be my career or if it's gonna be my like future. And I'm not really like putting my time into reading or writing, and they're both come cohesive together. But I feel like I'm not treating it seriously even when I really want to. This is a problem because you aren't gonna be good at something if you don't practice it. You know, you could be the most talented person in the world, and I'm not saying that I am, but I am saying that if I don't write, I'm never gonna be good at writing. I'm never gonna be as good as I could have been, and I feel like that's super scary, right? Never reaching that full potential as a person in your career, especially when it's competitive to other people, right? And I've always been someone who's like super passionate about being really time productive and just being very productive in general, and I find myself using my time in productive ways. Like if I'm not doing this, I'm scheduling an appointment for something else, or I'm doing something else, or I'm trying to record a video. But it's also like, bro, you're avoiding the thing that you should be doing and the thing that you genuinely feel happy about when you're doing it. And it's so confusing to me. It's like my brain's refusing to do something that I'm actually enjoying. I was gonna use the metaphor of drugs and being like, why isn't my brain treating this like it's a drug that I'm addicted to? But I don't think bugs have like nicotine, you know? So I think that logic is flawed. So I'm watching this back and editing, and I feel like there's so much irony in this video because I'm talking about not doing something and the problem of not doing something, and to avoid not doing it, I am recording a video, which is literally more difficult than writing for me. I'm putting off something easier by doing something harder. What the hell is that? I don't know. The only way I find myself actually writing is when I sit down and I'm like, okay, you don't have a choice. You are going to do it no matter what. I feel like that method of just forcing myself to do something is like the only way I could get this ball rolling. And once it does, I feel like it gets a lot more easier until I'm done writing for that day, and the next day it's just way harder. And I feel like it's like building a habit, right? Maybe that's how I should think about it, but I feel like it's so much harder. I literally built habits of like taking cold showers, working out like a fucking hour the second I wake up, and like a good amount of harder habits, I would like to say. I don't want to say they're the hardest, but they're pretty damn difficult, right? Reading a certain amount every day, doing these things, trying to make videos, but it doesn't click well like writing. And I don't know if that's just the way I am, that the way I just don't want a certain schedule for my writing, or if I'm just not as passionate as I thought I was about it. But I feel like I'm not giving it a fair chance in general because I'm not really sitting down and making myself do it. I don't think I was ever passionate about working out like I really wanted to. I think it was just something that I needed to for myself and for my body. And I think it's also that I don't know what to expect as results, because working out, you expect yourself to get more huge, you expect yourself to get, lean, to get more bulk. So yesterday I ended up finishing this book that I was talking about previously, and while working out today, I haven't been listening to music, so my brain has been able to brainstorm a lot, and I ended up coming up with, I think, the solution to my issue. And it's really funny because this video wasn't supposed to have a solution, but I immediately recorded it on my phone on a voice memo. So I'm just gonna leave the voice memo here. I'm gonna leave because I feel like it's a little embarrassing and a little awkward. But yeah, this is it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
So I need to record this immediately because I think I realized what I want to say in the video. I realized that there's a reason why I'm not doing the thing I want to do. And I think the reason that I've been able to come up with is because I don't really have a reason to do it to begin with. I need to make my own reason, right? And I think over the past couple days, I definitely have. This is a current idea, which is very subject to change, but for what I think right now is that I don't really have an outlet in my life in terms of like emotional outlet, but what I do have is writing. And what I can do is, instead of feeling like shit and just not wanting to write, I can actually use writing as a way to cope with just going through life. I won't need like specific things like therapy or like friends or like a girlfriend or anything like that, or like a brother, because I have my characters. And I think that's the reason I should write, and I think that will push me to write. Just knowing that, I'm just keeping that in mind at all times. This is it.